Good day, everyone. You're welcome to TFT 412 Milk and Dairy Technology. I am Dr. Olufunke Ezekiel, and I'll be your main course facilitator for TFT 412 Milk and Dairy Technology class. Module 1. Today we shall be starting with Module 1, Session 1, and the main focus is going to be milk overview. Session 1 outline includes learning outcome, introduction, milk and its components, milk chemistry, and milk microbiology. Objectives. At the end of this session, students, you as a learner should be able to define milk, should be able to measure some of the components of milk, should also be able to describe the significance of processing raw milk into milk products. You can see a picture showing up inside with a liquid white, usually referred to as milk, making a splash in a cup. So the question is, what exactly is milk? Milk is the lactose secretion from the mammary gland of mammals. And in various settings, because of the variation of milk components, the variability, and the importance of milk in the milk industry, there are legal definitions available also for milk in order to set a legal standard for milk. So therefore, in other claims, milk is defined as lactose secretion practically free of cholesterol obtained from one or more healthy mammal, usually cow, which contains nothing less than 1.5% of milk solid and 1.25% of milk fat. Now, there are several sources of milk. One can be cow. You can also get milk from goats. We can also get milk from mare, that is the female horse. Milk can also be obtained from llama. This is a variant of camel. And of course, you agree with me that we can also get milk from humans. However, the milk for human has not yet reached full commercial level, although in developed countries, you can now store human milk and make it available for mothers who, for one reason or the other, could not breastfeed their children. So you can see that you can get milk mainly from mammals that has mammary gland that can give suck to their young ones. Milk is the essential first food of the young, and it is a complete meal. It contains all the nutrients that is named with food. So, and that makes it very complete. You can see that a young mammal can survive even up to 6 months feeding on milk alone from the mother. And it has high biological value of about 0.75 to 0.8, talking about the quality of the protein being very high. And because it's a complete meal with high protein quality, it is also very susceptible, highly susceptible to microbial contamination. Milk can be described in several ways, one of which is that it is an oil in water emulsion, whereby fat droplets are dispersed in liquid water that is to form emulsion, whereby the water is the dispersing phase and the fat droplet is the dispersed phase. Can also be described as a colloidal suspension. You agree with me? It's very obvious that milk is not a clear liquid. There's some nutrients, some materials that are suspended in the dispersing phase in the water, and because they are suspended, it will give it a colloidal appearance. So we can also describe milk as a solution, whereby some nutrients are soluble in milk, in the water phase. Example of such is material, soft substance that is soluble in milk is the milk sugar, usually referred to as lactose. Principal components of milk varies. Principal component of milk varies, but the most abundant component of milk is water. The principal component of milk varies from animal to animal, and even from uh, animals of the same species. And that is why when we are processing milk in food, we usually have a blend of milk from various animals. I mean, various animals, even though they may be of the same species. So if you have cow A, the components will vary with respect to water, solid, not fat, fat in dry matter, carbohydrates, protein, ash or mineral substances, organic acids, vitamins, and miscellaneous. And that's why we have to blend them together. Usually the range for water is as stated above, up to about 85 to over 88%. It should also be noted that there are so many other things in apart from nutrients, food nutrients that are in milk. We have antibodies. Antibodies are in milk, immunoglobulins. There are also enzymes that are present in milk. Colostrum. This is the milk produced in the first 2 to 10 days postpartum. In some climes, it is referred to milk produced in the first 2 to even 15 days postpartum. Colostrum it is very pertinent to talk about colostrum because it contains antibodies, it contains all that is necessary to build immunity in the young mammal, if it's cow, in the young calf. So therefore, before it is advisable that before collecting milk from a new mother, it is allowed to feed the calf for the first 10 to 15 days so that the young calf can actually receive nutrients and substances that will help build its immunity in the new environment. So this is very important because the young calf is in a new environment which is not sterile and may be exposed to sicknesses and diseases, which is important for it to fight against. So it's able to stand against diseases and anything that can challenge its normal growth. Colostrum is different from the milk that is usually obtained generally as commercial milk. It has very strong odor. It's bitter in taste. Also, in terms of color, it is reddish to yellow in color, uh, and this may be as a result of high vitamin A content. It also has large percentage of immunoglobulin antibodies. It is richer in other milk constituents except that in lactose, potassium, pantothenic acid, vitamins, and water. And because it is not rich in water, it is more viscous than the commercial and the milk obtained for commercial purposes. Milk chemistry. Milk chemistry include milk lipids. And other milk lipids they have are mainly triglycerides. It's a glycerol backbone binding up to 3 different acids. Also have the fatty acids which are made up of hydrocarbon chain and a carboxyl group. Other milk lipids include phospholipids, cholesterol, free fatty acids, and diglycerides. Also, under milk chemistry, you will talk about milk protein. About 95% of the nitrogen in milk is associated with protein, and these are casein. Casein is about 75% equivalent to 80% of milk protein. Serum or whey protein, as earlier mentioned, is 18%. And then we have enzymes, which are mainly hydrolysis, and miscellaneous proteins that makes up about 2%. Hydrolysis in milk include lipoprotein, plasmin, alkaline phosphatase. Alkaline phosphatase is a very important enzyme because it helps to check the adequacy of milk pasteurization, which is a very important parameter in milk processing. Milk carbohydrates, still under milk chemistry. We have lactose, made up of glucose and galactose. Then on its own, we have glucose and also galactose on its own and oligosaccharides. All these make up milk carbohydrates. Milk microbiology. Ordinarily, milk is sterile at secretion as it is coming from the animal. But by the time it gets to the udder, there could be contamination, and also depending on maybe the treatment the animal has gone through or is going through. So it is expected that to have sterile milk collected at the udder, that the animal be kept healthy and the surrounding environment also kept healthy. The handling equipment, the milking machines, the handlers, the environment, and even the animal itself. It's important that the animal be kept clean and healthy. Sanitizing liquids can also be applied prior to milking, and the environment kept clean. But although it is sterile, it is highly susceptible to microbial contamination and can be contaminated by bacterial coliforms and molds. Can also be contaminated even by the hair from the animals. Those are physical contaminations. The environment, if there are dust and dirt, grasses around, those are issues that need adequate attention. In summary, milk is a complete food, and the major composition of milk is water. Milk is an emulsion, and unless contaminated, it is sterile. Yes, raw milk, unless rapidly processed, spoils quickly because milk is a complete meal and encourages the growth of microorganisms. However, milk processing may lead to some losses too from your previous knowledge in year 3. So it can lead to loss of nutrients, it can lead to loss of quality. So all this needs to be noted. We'll be able to know is it the significance of processing raw milk as opposed to consuming just raw milk on its own. Part of the work to be done today is that there will be the distribution of the class into 2 groups for a debate. So we have Group A will defend consumption of raw milk, and Group B will defend consumption of processed milk. You prepare against the next class. Then we have the discussion forum, which is opened at the university's learning management system. And the question is that if given the opportunity to choose between raw milk and processed milk, which one would you prefer to consume, and give reasons? Yeah, I want to thank you very much.